Okay, now polymorphism is one more concept of object-oriented programming. Okay, so this polymorphism is a word which is derived from biology. Actually, poly means many, morphism means forms, many forms. Okay, so we say polymorphic. What is the meaning of polymorphic? Something which will show many forms. That is called as polymorphic. For example, you have water. Water, when freezed, it gets converted to ice. And when ice is actually again heated, it becomes water and it converts into steam. Again, steam gets converted into water. So polymorphic. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, polymorphism has got a different meaning in object-oriented programming. What is the basic meaning of programming in object-oriented programming is it will have the same function name but different signatures. Now, you have to understand this concept. Same function name and different signatures. See, reusability. Polymorphism also will give you reusability. Inheritance also will give you reusability. So you know that in inheritance, you have a base class and you have a derived class. So the method of the base class can be used by the object of the derived class. You agree?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now that means class methods can be reused by the derived class. Polymorphism also gives you reusability. Then what is the use of polymorphism? See, if I have to give you an example, see you have a TV at home. Now that TV will basically have a remote control. Now all three of you can use the same remote control. Correct or not? For one TV, there will be one remote control, and that remote control can be used by various people. Correct? Now that is inheritance. Suppose if I make that remote control to work like a mobile phone. So you have a remote control, it will work as a remote control. At the same time, it will also work like a mobile phone. So that is called as polymorphism. That means remote control is acting as a remote control and it is also acting as a mobile phone. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So now again the concept of reusability is there. That means remote control can be reused as a mobile phone. Okay, so reusability concept is there in polymorphism, but reusability concept of inheritance is different and the reusability concept of polymorphism is different. So this you should be very clear in object-oriented programming. Okay, now I'll give you an example. So take down these two programs. I will explain you how this is working. Okay.
Over, sir.
Over? Okay. So there are two types of polymorphic function. One is called, see, it is not build, it is actually built, I'm sorry. It is built. Okay. So it is built-in polymorphic function and user-defined polymorphic function. Now, what are built-in polymorphic functions? The functions which are actually built inside Python. They are called as built-in functions. Is that clear? For example, you see there's a function called len. Okay, I will copy this and show to you in Word. It will be easy for you to understand. Now, these are the first one. You know what is print command. So what is the print command? The print command is an output statement in Python. All of you know this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now within this print command, I am using one function called len, L-E-N, len. And for this len, I am passing this hello world. So what is this len? Len is a function which will let me know the length of the argument. So in this case, hello world is the argument, no? So what is the argument here? Hello world. And what is the length of hello world? How many characters are there in hello world? 1, H is 1, E is 2, L is 3, L is 4, O is 5. Space also will be counted. You have space between hello and world. That is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So that means the length of hello world is 11. Understood. Now I am using the same len function here. But this time I am not giving the string value. I am giving integer values. I am supplying as 10, 20, 30, and 40. When I am supplying this integer value, I have to put within square brackets like this. Open bracket and close square brackets. So it will find how many integers are there. 1 integer, second integer, third integer, fourth integer. So the length of this is 4. Understood? Which means the same function and the same function length is used to find the length of the string, and it is also used to find the number of integers present. So we can say len is a polymorphic function. It is showing many forms. You understood this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. If you want, I will show you an example in Excel only. See, all of you have worked on Excel?
Yes.
See, suppose if I say is equal to sum of 10 comma 20 comma 30. So what it is doing? It is finding the sum of 3 numbers. I can use some function and I can add integer or decimal values 10.5, 12.5, and 80.5. It gives 103.5. So the function is the same. But first time you are sending integer values, second time you are sending decimal values. So when you are sending integer values, it will add integer numbers. When you are sending decimal values, you are adding decimal numbers. So we can say the sum is a polymorphic function.
Yes, sir.
Understood? Now this function, what you have written here, is actually defined by Python only. You have not defined it. Similarly here, len is a function which is defined in Python. Okay, so you can define your own polymorphic function. So when you define your own polymorphic function, that kind of function is called as user-defined polymorphic function. So you are the user, no?
Yeah.
So you have defined your own function. They are all called user defined polymorphic functions. Now all the functions you have written in the program so far, your class, inside class you wrote display data, print data, so many functions you wrote. No, all those functions, who defined it? You defined it. So those functions are called as user defined functions because user has defined it. Understood? Is that
Yes,
concept
sir.
very clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now we shall see how this user defined function is working. Now what is important is you need to understand this particular portion. In programming, polymorphism means same function name but different signatures being used for different types. Now what is the meaning of the signature? Very important. Now you can see here is equal to sum of 10, 20 and 30. Now this 10, 20 and 30 are called as arguments, correct? Now
Yes.
this set of arguments is called as a signature. So what kind of signature it is? It is an integer signature. Now here I am passing 10.5, 12.5, 80.5. So all these are arguments. So set of these arguments are called as signatures. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
See, what is signature? Signature is unique. See, your signature is different, my signature is different. Correct, no? How I sign, you don't sign the same way. Similarly, for this method, this sum method, signature is 10, 20, 30. And for this sum method, signature is these values 10.5, 12.5 and 80.5. Understood? So we can say the signature of sum is integer 3 numbers. Here, the signature of sum is floating 3 numbers. But you are using the same function. What is the name of the function? Sum. So sum is a polymorphic function, but for that polymorphic function called sum, you are changing the signature. In the first method, you are putting 3 integer numbers. In the second method, you are putting 3 floating numbers. So signature has changed. Correct? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now you see this slide, you understand. Now you can understand this. In programming, polymorphism means same function name but different signatures being used for different types. So whatever the 2 types you saw in sum now, one was an integer type
Integer,
and one was floating type.
floating.
Okay. Now you see this program. Now we are talking about user-defined polymorphic function. What exactly is that? First, understand the word user-defined. So whenever you say user-defined, the function will be defined by the user. Whenever there is built-in, the function will be defined by Python. So this len function, what you have used here, this function is defined by Python only. You have not defined it. But now you are creating one function called add. Can you see that? There's a function called add. This function you are creating on your own. So that means you are defining this particular function. Now, what is this add function doing? You can see that it is taking 3 parameters, x, y, and z. I'm giving z equals to 0 initially. Understood? Is this concept clear? Okay, you'll understand this. Then I'm saying return x plus y plus z. So this portion up till here, this portion is your function definition. What is it called? Function definition. I'll write it. This portion. Okay, this is your function. This portion is your function definition. And this portion that is your two statements here, this and this. This is called as function call. We call this as function call. Okay. Now you can see here, what I am doing here is, I am calling this function print add of 2 comma 3. That means I am calling this function add and I am passing the value 2 and 3, which means the value of 2 will be accepted by x, the value of 3 will be accepted by y.
Why?
Since you are not passing one more value, the value of z will be taken as 0. Then I'm telling return x plus y plus z. So what it will return? It will return 2 plus 3 plus 0. So how much it will return? 5. So 5 will be printed. 5 will be printed. Is that clear? Now you see the second option. Print add. I think I missed a comma here. I'm sorry. This is print add 4 comma 5 comma 6. Print add 4 comma 5 comma 6. Now here the value of 4 will be x, the value of 5 will be y, and the value of 6 will be z. That 0 will be replaced by 6. So what it will do? Return x plus y plus z. So it will return 4 plus 5 plus 6. 15. So now you can see the signature is varying. What is the first signature of add? 2 values, 2 and 3. What is the second signature of add? 3 values. So when you call this, when you are actually calling this particular function called add of 2 comma 3, so it will call this function. This is your polymorphic function. It will assign the value of x to 2, assign the value of y to 3, and by itself it will take z as 0 because you are not passing any value. Suppose in this case, if you pass 90 here, then you are passing all the 3 values, x, y, and z. So in that case, the value of z will be replaced by 90. Since you are not passing any value to z, that means the value of x and y will be taken as 2 and 3, and the value of z will be equated to 0. So in the next statement, you are again calling print of add 4 comma 5 comma 6. So here I am passing 3 values, which means that the value of x is 4, the value of y is 5, and the value of z is 6. So the 0 which was there will be replaced by 6. So then it will give me the value called 15. So this is called as polymorphic function. You understood all of you?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, one thing. Sir, what about return? Sir, why return? Return is
Very good. That's a good. I will tell you. So that is some basics you have to understand. See, first of all, I will give you one simple example. Have you done C programming? No, all of you.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
In C programming, have you studied functions?
Yes, today I did.
Okay. I will write a program. I'll write a program. Actually, you will understand what is written. I thought you know this. Okay. Anyway, don't worry. I will explain this program. If you are not understanding, don't worry, okay? Okay, so just analyze this program. I'll show you how it's working. Okay, so now you have the value of A as 10 and the value of B as 20. Is this clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now you have one more variable called sum, which is equal to add of A comma B. Now this is called as function call. What is it called? Function call. It means I am calling a function called add, and this add function I am sending two values, 10 comma 20. So what are the two values which are available here? A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 20. So this becomes something like this. Sum is equal to add of 10 comma 20. Now here you can see add is a function, 10 comma 20 are arguments. So we can say this is an signature of this particular function sum. What signature? Two integer values I am sending. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the moment I do this, it will search in the entire program. Where is this function sum? Now function sum is here. So what happens? This function sum is accepting two parameters, x and y, which means the value of 10 will become x. X will have the value of 10 and y will have the value of 20. Okay, so this, what it will do, inside this, it will calculate z, which is equal to x plus y. So that means it will take z is equal to 10 plus 20, which is equal to 30. Return z. So this 30 will be returned. So where will be this 30 returned? Where was the function called? It was called here. So this 30 will be returned here. And it will be assigned to sum, and that sum will be printed here. Understood? All of you understood this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You didn't understand?
Hmm.
Who didn't understand? I'll explain once again.
No, sir.
Okay. When you say return z, what happens? You can see here, this value 30 will be returned to where? It will be returned to the function, that is add, and that will be assigned to where? Sum. So sum will become equal to 30.
Okay.
Okay. Sum will be big.
Now you see the Python code. Now you see the code here. So here I'm telling define add x comma y comma z is equal to 0. I'm telling return x plus y plus z. That means this function is being called. Okay, I'll show you here only. Just take this arrow. So where is the function being called? The function is being called here, and it will basically return the value of x plus y plus z. So what happens? This x plus y plus z will return the value to this place within print, and within print it will print the value of 4 plus 5 plus 6. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. That is why you require a return statement in Python. say that this particular function, what we are writing has to be within brackets. I mixed the brackets. Print add of, so you can see 4 comma 5 comma 6. So I'm passing 4 5 6. We come to the function add value of x as 4, value of y as 5, and the value of z as 6, and it will return x plus y plus. So it will return 4 plus 5 plus 6. It will come here. 11 will be written where? So that means this 11 will be print 11. So that print 15. Sorry, 15 will be. Understood?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay. So that is your functions. Next. Now we shall see what is polymorphism using the class methods. Okay. So you take down this program. Okay, I'll explain this program in the next class. Okay, you just take down this program. One second. This will be USA. And this also will be USA. Over?
No, sir.
Okay, okay.
Over, sir.
Over? All of you finished writing this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, this program has got two classes. One is called Class India, which is from here to here. And the another one is Class USA, which is from here to here. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Now you
Yes,
can
sir.
see sets are common. In India class, I have got one capital function, one language function, one type function. In USA also, I have got capital function or capital method, language method, type method. That means both the classes has got same methods, common methods, capital,
Yes.
language, type, capital, language, type. But what is changing is what is inside that method, the print command is actually changing. So for example, in India class under capital, I am printing Delhi is the capital of India, but in the capital method of USA class, I am printing Washington DC is the capital of USA. Okay? Output also, I am sorry, I think here this should be USA. Okay, because I am giving USA, the output should come as USA. I didn't check that while taking print out. Okay, now, similarly language, I am telling Hindi is the national language of India, whereas in USA, English is the national language of USA. In type method, I am telling India is a developing country, and in the type of USA class, method of USA class, I am telling USA is a developed country. So polymorphism is, you can see here, that is, there are two methods of each. One is capital method, language method, and type method, and both of them are executing in two different ways. Output is coming in two different ways. So we can say capital, language, and type are polymorphic methods, but these methods are inside the class. That is why we say polymorphism with class methods. Which are those classes? One is the India class and the second one is the USA class. Now what you are doing, you come here you are creating the object. I am telling object is equal to India. So in this case you can see object is equal to object underscore India is equal to India, and object underscore USA is equal to USA. That means this object underscore India is the object of the India class, and object underscore USA is the object of the USA class. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, what is important is this for loop. I will explain you how this for loop is working. Before that, I'll just teach you in C how for loop works. I think you must be knowing. Let's say for I is equal to 1 colon I lesser than or equal to 3. You remember this? I plus plus.
Yes. Yes.
Then printf percentage P I, and I'm going to close. So now what is the value of I? 1.
1.
1 lesser than 3, condition is true or false? True.
True.
So it will come inside the loop. It will print the value of I. So I will be 1. Then it will go to I plus plus. 1 plus 1 becomes 2. Now I am checking whether 2 is lesser than or equal to 3. The condition is true. So it will print 2. Then it will go to I plus plus. It will be 3. Now it will check, is 3 lesser than or equal to 3? Yes, 3 is equal to 3. It will print I. Then it will again come to I plus plus. I becomes 4. Now it will check whether I is lesser than or equal to 3. 4 lesser than or equal to 3. Condition false. It will come out. So it would have printed the output 1, 2, 3. This is one way of doing. Or I will say for I in 1 comma 2 comma 3. I will say I'll say print percentage D I. This is also one way of doing. So what is the value of I? 1. First value of I is 1, so it will print 1. Second value of I is 2, it will print 2. Third value of I is 3, it will print 3. Suppose if I keep on adding 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it will print 10 values, 1 to 10. Okay, the same concept I am using in this program here. Now you see what is happening. Now there are two objects. One is called obj underscore India and obj underscore USA. Correct? Now what I am doing, for country in obj underscore India and obj underscore USA. Now you take this portion and analyze. I'll take this and put it here. You'll understand this. So what I'll do here, here. Okay. Now here, what is the initial value of I? 1. What is the second value of I? 2. What is the third value of I? 3. Now you see here, for country in obj underscore India and obj underscore USA. So country is a variable like I, and the values are two objects. Obj underscore India is one object and obj underscore USA is another object. So what is the first value of country? Obj underscore India. Correct? So what is country.capital, country.language, country.type, which means obj underscore India dot capital, obj underscore India dot language, obj underscore India dot type. You understood? So what is obj underscore India dot capital? It will print Delhi is the capital of India, Hindi is the national language of India, and India is a developing country. Right? Okay. Now, what is the second value of country? Obj underscore USA. So country becomes obj underscore USA. Obj underscore USA dot capital, obj underscore USA dot language, obj underscore USA dot type. So what it will print? So it will print Washington DC is the capital of USA, English is the national language of USA, and USA is a developed country.